2019 Philadelphia 76ers were the only team ever to lose on a Game 7 buzzer beater. As heartbreaking as that was, Philly fans probably still wish they were back in that moment with the hopes of being a true titles contender.
Now, however, the Sixers find themselves as an expensive, slightly above average team with problematic players locked into long-term contracts and no room for improvement in sight. James, how do we fix this team?
Well, I think first of all, you got to make some tough decisions. I think you have to trade Ben Simmons. This guy, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. He's athletic, great in the transition, the skill set is there, he's a triple-double any given night, like he's that kind of guy. But his lack of ability to adapt to the new game, the fact that he doesn't have a shot by now, he's not as young as we even think he is anymore. I mean, he's still a young guy, there's a lot of room for improvement. I think that's why he's so tradable, even despite his injury history and whatnot. But I think you look at Embiid as has more of the ability to be that franchise player, to build around.
Definitely.
And I think with a guy like Simmons, you can get a lot of these young wing shooters that we see in this league that we see is the key to success in today's NBA. And a guy like Embiid, what does that mean? A lot of kick-out threes. You're getting a lot of kick-out threes in an actual offense, which Brett Brown was never able to implement. No. So I think, that as a start, trying to get some young wings for Simmons, that's going to do a lot.
Yeah, Brett Brown got fired immediately after they lost, and the team made a statement that they're going to hold on and build around Embiid and Simmons. But I agree with your point that I don't know if they can exist on the court together, because I think the reason they want to keep both of them is that they both individually have the potential to be top 10 players. So if you have 100%. You have two top 10 players on your team, you have a shot at winning something. But we've been watching them play together, and it just doesn't work with Simmons on the floor. When you have this once-in-a-generation center at the top of the key and your all-star point guard running the baseline, we watched the perfect version of their team was last year when they had Redditt and Butler in the starting lineup, and they replaced those guys with Richardson and Horford. It fell apart this year. And so I agree with you that they need to trade Simmons. I have two scenarios for how this team can get fixed. One includes trading Simmons, and one doesn't. The one that includes trading Simmons, I think that you attach him to Al Horford, because I think Al Horford's a cancer to this team. It does not work with him and Embiid on the floor at the same time.
You're just bitter because you left the Celtics for the Sixers.
I mean, that was a terrible move and a terrible contract, so all on the Sixers for that. But I thought maybe that they'd be scary with them both on the floor. But when they're both on the floor, especially with also Tobias Harris and Simmons, it doesn't work at all.
It's awkward for sure.
I think you got to get rid of him, and I think that the way you do that is attach him to Ben Simmons, trade him to a team like the Cavs. The Cavs already want Simmons. They've made that very clear. If the Cavs can offer you Kevin Love or Colin Sexton and a draft pick, if you can unload Horford and give them Simmons, I think it benefits the Cavs to have a young star player and a veteran. I think it benefits the Sixers to get rid of all those contracts and then go out and, like you said, add some wings, I think that Joe Harris is a free agent, Davis Bertans, Bogdan Bogdanovic, add some scoring to that offense.
I mean, it really depends on how much the Cavs want Simmons, right? Because I think that they really like Sexton. They like Darius Garland. They got some great young guard prospects, and I think they don't mind giving Kevin Love away, though. I do think it's a win-win in that sense. Getting rid of the Kevin Love contract is big for them. I worry a little bit with replacing the Horford contract with the Kevin Love contract. I hope that Kevin Love works there, but dude, if I'm the Sixers and the Cavs offer me that, I'm accepting before they say the end of Darius Garland's name, because that's what you need. Is you need to replace a great once-in-a-generation talent at point guard, Ben Simmons, with another great young talent at point guard, which the Cavs seem to have. They can pick between Sexton or Garland, and maybe they can even keep that pick and draft another point guard if they want. If Simmons doesn't work out for them, they got options.
Yeah.
If they want Simmons, this could happen, and this could be great for both sides. It would be a great move for the Sixers too.
My other option that doesn't include trading Simmons, I think you have to get rid of Horford no matter what. So I say you attach Matisse Thybulle and a pick to Horford and just try to unload him on a team that can take that contract. I'm going to throw the Knicks out there because they're young guys, RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, and Mitchell Robinson. They're all locked on their rookie deals through the end of Horford's deal. And Horford can provide a veteran presence to the Knicks. They get Matisse Thybulle and an asset. And the Sixers get the freedom to build a championship contender that doesn't include Ben Simmons.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that... Matisse Thybulle he could be a Knick. He gives me Charles Oakley vibes. He's a tough defensive guy, and I like that for them. But as we're comparing one player to another, I think we can compare Embiid to Jimmy Butler a little bit. And I just want to speak upon Embiid because I think it's getting a lot of shit from people right now, and rightly so. But I think it's similar to the Jimmy Butler situation when you're like, why isn't he getting along with his teammates in Minnesota? Why is he calling out teammates and whatever? And then we realize Minnesota's full of losers. Like Jimmy Butler's a winner. He was never going to get along with these people that don't seem to work hard for this goal that, he doesn't see eye to eye with them. I think Embiid, if you're stuck on a team with Brett Brown for 7 years, I don't know how much effort you give in this. Let's be honest, they never had a shot. The Sixers might have been able to take a couple games off us without Simmons, but they never had a shot. He knows that. I don't know how much I could blame Embiid for his behavior.
They're in a spot where they have to say, we got a new coach like, Ty Lue.
Great pick.
Does that fix their team that now they can contend with this roster, or is this roster not going to work?
It's a great question.
I think it's a bit of both. You change the roster a little bit and you add in a veteran coach.
Well, you could always wait till the trade deadline
Yeah.
and have Ty Lue see what he can do until then. He's a guy, if you can manage LeBron James, you can manage Embiid, you can manage any guy in the league. I think use Tobias Harris in a different way. All these things, I think could just increase the win total. And that's all you're trying to do is inch your way back to that title contending area. I don't think you need to blow it all up and trust the process again. I don't think Philly fans will even tolerate that, to be honest.